Mic test. This is the Borough Council Chambers. Mic test. Okay, good.
Good.
God, I forgot today.
You ready?
A Tuesday.
What day did you?
I knew it was a Tuesday.
Okay.
Too much shit today.
In compliance with Chapter 231 of the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey, adequate notice has been given to all members of the governing body, the local source, and the Westfield Leader, the two newspapers designated to receive such notice. This notice is posted on the Borough Hall Bulletin Board. Let's stand. Do we have Donna? Oh, she's here. Oh, she's in person. We need an invocation from Councilwoman Pacifico, please.
Dear Lord, as we are enjoying the spring season, let us pray for our first responders, our children, and our community, and let us be safe during this season. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Martha, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Andre is absent. Councilman Dierkes?
Here.
Councilman Mattajak?
Here.
Councilman Messler?
Here.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Here.
Councilwoman Pater?
Here.
Okay, next we have the approval of the minutes for the regular session meeting on March 21st, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes of the work and executive session meetings on April 11th, 2023.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Abstain.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, tonight we have some proclamations. The first one is for the Deerfield basketball team. I see members of the team are here. I understand that some of the other members are out playing baseball already. We go from one sport to the other, but that's fine. So we're going to do a resolution of commendation for all of you. And as you guys were here last year, we did the same thing for you guys last year, I believe. So this actually does become part of Mountainside's history. So when you can brag to your kids that you won this championship and they don't believe you, you can actually pull out the history books of Mountainside and you'll be able to show them that you actually did win the championship. So I'm going to just read the resolution now. Deerfield sponsors a basketball program to provide kids with the opportunity to improve their skills and performances in competition with other schools. Whereas the 2022-2023 boys basketball team was comprised of 7th and 8th graders, whereas the team defeated Somerville 58-54 victory in the semifinals and defeated Greenbrook 55-47 in the finals, winning the league championship, thus bringing their season record to a 16-0. Whereas the Deerfield boys basketball team were able to hold their league championship title and became back-to-back league champions, as well as had back-to-back undefeated seasons. Now, therefore, be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the Deerfield boys basketball team and its coaches are hereby commended for their achievements. So I'm going to read the names in a minute, so we need a motion for this resolution of commendation.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
The resolution of commendation is passed. Mateo, the lawyer. He looks shorter. Okay, Tice Hanratty. Okay, he's not here. Brian Lamera. TJ Canigallo, he's here. Congratulations. Vance Triarsi. Kristen Pupo. Okay, Luke Lombardi. Michael Donahue. Okafor, Colin Hasselgren, and Darius France. Those are the players. The coach was Dan Kessler. Congratulations, Dan. Yeah, we do all the extras. Okay. And then we have Coach Madison Phillips. And then we had Cooper Goodwin was the team manager. Rocco was the team manager. I don't want to butcher it. And then Gio, I'm not going to butcher that one either. He was the team manager also. All right, so congratulations, Coach. You can give these to the players and the managers. So if you guys want to come up, Bill, coaches, come on up so we can get a picture. Come on over here. Come on, you're on TV. Okay, guys, congratulations. Great job.
You don't have to stay for the meeting, go ahead.
Again, congratulations, though. 2 undefeated seasons. I don't think I can ever remember a Deerfield team having 2 undefeated seasons like this. So it's a great accomplishment, and you guys and your coaches should be very proud of this accomplishment. Thank you for coming tonight. Okay, so now that we've finished with that proclamation, we have another proclamation. Let me get that.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day. So Bob, you're the big tree guy. Why don't you read the proclamation, okay?
Sure. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday is called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas April 22nd, 2023, the Department of Public Works will observe Arbor Day by planting 2 trees. And whereas the mayor and council, along with Beautiful Mountainside Committee and the Arbor Day Foundation, are working together to bring back the beauty of the tree line to the community by applying and being approved for up to 500 free trees seedlings to be handed out to residents of Mountside on Saturday, April 22nd, 2023, from 9 to 1 in front of the DPW garage while supplies last. Whereas one of the qualifications of municipality to be eligible for designated a Tree City USA is by having an Arbor Day observance and Arbor Day proclamation. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountside therefore recognize and commend the Mountside Department of Public Works, along with the Beautiful Mountside Committee, for the observance of Arbor Day and for working towards making the Borough of Mountside a more tree-lined municipality and a more attractive place to live and work. So moved.
Okay, we got a motion for a proclamation. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Arbor Day proclamation is passed.
Mayor, let me just continue on somewhere real quick.
Sure.
We've applied every year. I think it's about the 5th or 6th year in a row we've done this. We've gotten over 500 trees the last couple of years. This year, so many towns are applying for trees, but they only gave us 220 trees compared to 500. So if you want a tree, come right outside the Borough Hall building in front of the DPW building. We have 220 trees compared to 500, so less than half. Also, while we're at it, the Beautiful Mountainside Committee is going to do a highway cleanup starting at the office building to the west of New Providence Road, meeting there at 9 in the morning to hand out bags and safety vests, and they're going to clean the west side of the highway to the Scotch Plains border. So, okay,
Thank you, Bob.
you're welcome.
Okay, so next we have our resolutions. The first one is Resolution 56-2023. Donna, can you do that? Deanna's not here.
Sure. Resolution 56-2023. Whereas Memorial Day symbolizes and is a time for Americans to take a clear look at both our past and our future. One day each year when we acknowledge the debt we owe to those men and women who have given their all in service to their country, and whereas we can show our appreciation for our veterans and those brave individuals who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom and liberty. And whereas the governing body of Mountainside wishes to support this event, now therefore be it resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside that $500 shall be donated in order to support the Memorial Day celebration. So moved.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 57-2023. Bob?
Yes, Mayor, this is a resolution to sell items that are no longer needed for public use by the Borough of Mountainside. They will be listed on municibid.com, which is a website that municipalities use to get the best bang for the buck and the best bids on their equipment. There's going to be a 2019 Ford Explorer, a 2008 Ford F-450 truck, a plow, three salt spreaders, a John Deere lawnmower, ground blower, some gym equipment, and cloth chairs. So therefore, be resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside in the county of Union, that the state of New Jersey, that the borough is hereby authorized to sell the surplus property as indicted on the online auction website entitled municibid.com. So moved.
Okay, we got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 58-2023. Rachel, you want to take that, please?
Yes. This is for the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse. This is for the fiscal grant cycle of July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2025. And this Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse is established the Municipal Alliances for the Prevention of Alcoholism and Drug Abuse in 1989 to educate and engage residents, local government and law enforcement officials, schools, nonprofit organizations, the faith community, parents, youth, and other allies in efforts to prevent alcoholism and drug abuse in communities throughout New Jersey. Whereas the Mountainside Council of the Borough of Mountainside, County of Union, State of New Jersey, recognizes that the abuse of alcohol and drugs is a serious problem in our society amongst persons of all ages, and therefore has established a municipal alliance committee. The Mountainside Borough Council has applied for funding to the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse through the County of Union. Now therefore it be resolved by the Borough of Mountainside, County of Union, State of New Jersey, that we recognize the following. The Mountainside Borough Council does hereby authorize submission of a strategic plan for the Mountainside Municipal Alliance Grant for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of DEDR,
Dieter.
okay, for $8,939, a cash match of $2,235, and an in-kind amount of $6,704. The Mountainside Borough Council acknowledges the terms and conditions for the administering the Municipal Alliance Grant, including the administrative compliance and audit requirements. The certification, does Martha have to read that?
No.
No? Okay. So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have Resolution 59-2023. Steve?
Whereas the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse, GCADA, establishes the Municipal Alliances for the Prevention of Alcoholism and Drug Abuse in 1989 to educate and engage residents, local government and law enforcement officials, schools, nonprofit organizations, the faith community, parents, youth, and other allies in efforts to prevent alcoholism and drug abuse in communities throughout New Jersey. In coordination with GCADA, the New Jersey Department of Human Services Division on Mental Health and Addiction Services was awarded a Youth Leadership Grant through the GCADA Municipal Alliance Program. Whereas the Borough Council of the Borough of Mountainside, County of Union, State of New Jersey recognizes that the abuse of alcohol and drugs is a serious problem in our society amongst persons of all ages, and therefore has established Municipal Alliance Community. And whereas the Borough Council further recognizes that it is incumbent upon not only public officials, but upon the entire community to take action to prevent such abuses in our community. And whereas the Borough Council has applied for DMHAS Youth Leadership Funding through the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse through the County of Union. Now therefore be it resolved by the Borough of Mountainside, County of Union, State of New Jersey, hereby recognizes the following. The Borough Council does hereby authorize submission of an application for DMHAS grant funding to the Mountainside Municipal Alliance for grant term of 2 years, going from 9/1/2023 to 9/30/2025, in the amount of $3,403. The Borough Council acknowledges the terms and conditions for administering the Municipal Alliance grant, including the administrative compliance and audit requirements. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have Resolution 60-2023.
Yes, Resolution 60-2023 is resolved by the mayor and council that the annual budget is in good order and is complied with all the statutory requirements, and our auditors signed off on it. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. If I could just make a couple comments about the budget before we vote on it. The budget this year, the increase in the operating expenses were $438,944. They were offset by some increase in revenue of $261,906.56, which means that the 2023 municipal budget increase will be $177,037.55. What that equates to on the average assessed home in Mountainside, which is $625,619. That's the average assessment. For that assessment, your taxes, municipal portion of your taxes will go up $49.42. Okay, we have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, so next we have Resolution 61-2023.
Yeah, Mayor.
Donna, why don't you do it, since you're on the rec
Resolution
committee?
61-2023, whereas there exists a need for an assistant manager at the community pool for the 2023 season. Whereas Recreation Director Frank Mazzella and the Recreation Committee has recommended that the following individual be appointed to said position. Alana Moriak, Assistant Manager, $7,775. Whereas the above individual shall be appointed as temporary employee for the 2023 season. Now therefore be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside that the recommendation of the Recreation Director Frank Mazzella and the Recreation Committee be and hereby is accepted and approved pending completion of background checks. So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, so next we have Resolution 62-2023. Bob?
Yes, Mayor. Whereas distracted driving is a serious life-threatening practice that is preventable, and whereas distracted driving can result in injuries and deaths to all road users, motorists, pedestrians, and bicyclists, and whereas distracted driving occurs when drivers divert their attention away from the task of driving to focus on other activities instead of driving. Whereas from 2011 to 2020, distracted driving crashes resulted in 32,000 deaths on our nation's highways. Whereas in New Jersey, distracted driving was listed as a contributing circumstance in 50% of all motor vehicle crashes from 2016 to 2020. Whereas the state of New Jersey will participate in the nationwide distracted driving 2023 crackdown from April 1st to the 30th in an effort to raise awareness and decrease driver distraction through the combination of enforcement and education. Whereas the slogan for this year's campaign is "You drive, you tax, you pay." And whereas a reduction in distracted driving in New Jersey will save lives on our roadways. Therefore, be resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside declares its support for the distracted driving 2023 crackdown, both locally and nationally, from April 1st to April 30th, and pledges to decrease awareness of the dangers of distracted driving. So moved.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and we have a second. Poll the council.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Glenn, does Jill and I still have to sign off on the grant on this?
Yes, you do.
You do? Okay, so you're going to send us the paperwork?
Sure, I think it's an online thing, but Jill
It
will
is?
walk you through it.
Okay, all right, great. Okay, so next we have Resolution 63-2023. Donna?
Resolution 63-2023. Be it resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside that the Chief Financial Officer be and she is hereby authorized to purchase 2 gift checks to be presented to the valedictorian and salutatorian from Deerfield School graduating class of 2023 in the Borough of Mountainside. Be it further resolved that the gift checks will be in the amount of $300 for the valedictorian and $200 for the salutatorian. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
And Steve, you're going to be at the graduation, so you'll hand those out?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, so next we have Resolution 64-2023. Rachel?
Yes, Mayor, this is to waive license fees for the Elks Club. And the Elks Club is a nonprofit organization consisting of mainly Mountainside residents. And the Elks Club has requested that the borough waive the $275 annual license fees for music/non-food signs and food handler. The governing body in the past has waived such fees in order to enable the organization to use those funds towards community events. Therefore, it be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the annual license fees of $275 be and the same is hereby waived indefinitely. So moved.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Because I'm an officer of that organization, I abstain.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have the first reading of some ordinances. The first one is ordinance 1319-2023.
Whereas local government law, cap law, NJS 40A 4-45, provides that in preparation of its annual budget, a municipality shall limit any increase in said final budget appropriations to 2.5% unless authorized by ordinance to increase it to 3.5% over the previous year's final appropriations. And whereas a municipality may by ordinance bank the difference between its final budget appropriation and the 3.5 increase authorized by this ordinance when said difference is not appropriated as part of the final budget. And whereas the Borough Council of the Borough of Mountainside, County of Union, hereby determines that this difference in the amount of $90,992.30 that is not appropriated as part of the final budget shall be retained as an exception to the final appropriations in either of the next 2 succeeding years. Now therefore be it ordained that any amounts authorized herein above that is not appropriated as part of the final budget shall be retained as an exception to the final appropriation in either of the next 2 succeeding years. And be it further ordained that a certified copy of this ordinance as introduced be filed with the Director of the Division of Law, Local Government Services within 5 days of introduction. And be it further ordained that a certified copy of this ordinance upon adoption with the recorded vote included therein be filled with said director within 5 days after such adoption. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Now we have Resolution 65-2023. Donna?
Resolution 65-2023, municipal budget of Borough of Mountainside, County of Union for the calendar year 2023. Be it resolved that the following statements of revenues and appropriations shall constitute the municipal budget for the year 2023, and be it further resolved that said budget summaries be published in the local source in the issue of April 27, 2023, and the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside does hereby approve the following as the budget for the year 2023. Notice is hereby given that the budget and tax resolution was approved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside, County of Union, on April 18, 2023. A hearing on the budget and tax resolution will be held on May 16, 2023, at 7:30 p.m., at which time and place objections to said budget and tax resolution for the year 2023 may be presented by taxpayers or other interested persons. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have ordinance, again, it's a first reading, 1320-2023. Rachel?
Yes, this is an ordinance to appropriate the sum of $200,000 from the Capital Improvement Fund for various capital expenditures. The governing body of the Borough of Mountainside is desirous to begin various capital projects, including a desktop replacement program, remodeling shift commander's office, upgrading the intercom system, bus shelter renovations, and various street signs, traffic signals, light poles, and electronic signs. Whereas funds up to the amount of $200,000 may be needed, and whereas the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside concurs that the projects to be necessary. Now therefore be resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Mountainside that the sum of $200,000 be and is hereby appropriated from the Capital Improvement Fund for the above stated project. So moved.
Second.
We got a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Next, we have ordinance 1321-2023. Renee?
Yes, this is a bond ordinance to authorize the making of various public improvements, to appropriate the sum of $1,100,000, and to authorize the issuance of bonds to finance such appropriations, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bonds. So moved.
Second.
Oh, okay.
So we have a motion, we have a second. Just for clarification, the improvements include infrastructure improvements, including bank stabilization at various locations, sanitary and storm sewer improvements at various locations, and reconstruction and resurfacing of various roads, including drainage improvements, curb construction, and reconstruction where necessary. It's also going to be used for the installation of a generator at the municipal building, and I think that covers it. Yes, okay, so we have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, next we have the last ordinance for tonight, a first reading. It's ordinance 1322-2023. Bob?
Yes, this is an ordinance to amend the Borough Code by confirming that the Federal Emergency Management Agency's identification of a special flood hazard area within the boundaries of the Borough of Mountainside to designate a flood plan administrator to ensure the administration and enforcement of the state building codes that apply to design and construction of buildings and structures in such flood hazard areas, to enforce zoning codes that secure safety from floods and contain certain provisions that apply to the development of lands, and to adopt rules and regulations concerning the development and use of land in the flood fringe area, which is at least conform to the standards promulgated by the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion, we have a second. Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
We have one motion tonight. It's an authorization to appoint Rocco Minoni and Sabo Spiro as volunteer firefighters. We have a motion for that?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So moved. Next, we have bills and claims.
Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside, the following bills of the persons named and for the amount stated below have been duly audited and found to be correct on this 18th day of April 2023. The same be paid after council's review, if and when funds are available, and that the mayor, council president, administrator, and treasurer are hereby authorized and directed to sign and deliver warrants for the same, and that is in the amount of $160,022.67.
We have a motion to pay the bills. We have a second?
Second.
Poll the council, please.
Councilman Dierkes?
Yes.
Councilman Mattajak?
Yes.
Councilman Messler?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pacifico?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pater?
Yes.
Okay, now, do we have any council comments?
Mayor, I do. We have, it only because we're not going to be the next public meeting before Saturday, May 13th. We're having electronic recycling day right outside of Borough Hall again out here. They were very successful. We filled up truck each year, twice a year, right? Pretty much 2 times a year. We fill up a decent 25-foot box truck with electronics. Acceptable items are TVs, monitors, computers, computer components, laptops, power cords, keyboards, mice, speakers, routers, docking stations, modems, printers, fax machines, toner cartridges, ink cartridges, stereo equipment, Blu-ray players, DVD players, VCRs, cable boxes, telephones, cell phones, answering machines, gaming consoles, cameras, typewriters, and remote controls. We will have posted the list. Basically, put everything in your trunk if you can, pull up, and they'll unload it from your trunk. So we had a very good, successful third year this year, third year in a row, and we've had a very good turnout each time. So the 13th from 9 till 1 at Borough Hall.
Anyone else?
I do. From the Mountainside Restoration Committee, the annual spring geranium and plant sale will be held Thursday, May 4th, starting at 9 a.m. to Saturday, May 6th until 4 p.m. So that's from 9 to 4, and that's at the Deacon Andrew Hetfield House. Then there is also an afternoon tea on the Levi Corey house porch. That's coming up Saturday, May 6th from 1 to 3. Tea will be served on the porches of the Levi Corey house, and these beautiful porches are part of the restoration of the circa 1818 Levi Corey house, and were made possible by funding from Watts Mountainside Community Foundation. Reservations are required. All of this information can be found on the Mountainside Restoration Committee website if you're interested, and that's mountainsidehistory.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel. This Saturday is the opening day for the softball and baseball. They're going to have their parade, traditional parade, down Wood Valley and then down Central Avenue and around Wyoming to down to the fields. So if you can get out there and support the parade, it's always a really fantastic event. It's sort of the kickoff of the spring season in Mountainside. So you should try and get out there, and you can, if you can, and support all the teams, and especially support the volunteers who make programs like Little League Baseball and softball very, very successful in Mountainside. So I encourage everyone to go out there and support that parade. There will also be opening day ceremonies down at the Major League Field.
Hey, Paul, you didn't give the time.
I think the parade starts at 9 o'clock. Okay, so we have any audience participation?
Don Smith, just for the record, 187 Gibson Boulevard in Clark. So I just want to give the council, mayor, thanks for letting me speak for a couple minutes about Mountainside TV. So I'm part of the shared service with Clark. Just to give everybody an update, so we're moving the channel, whoever has Verizon. So Verizon is now on channel 39, that's the standard definition channel at this point. As of June 1st, it will be exclusively in high definition. So we were one of the first in this area to have a high definition channel. 2139 is the number. 39 channel will go away as of June 1st. So, bigger audience, yeah. Guess we can talk TV, I guess.
They all came to hear you.
I guess so, that's what it was, yeah. So I'll finish up real quick. So, Channel 39 Verizon is gonna go away, as I mentioned, as of June 1st. It'll be on 2139, so whoever has Verizon has an HD box, that's where you'll find Mountainside TV. Comcast will stay with TV 35 for the time being on an SD channel. It's a little more involved to try to get that switched over to an HD feed. And if we do that, we lose the TV 35 number. And I know TV 35 and Mountainside has had a long history, as evidence of a lot of the stuff that's in the room downstairs that's been around for 25, 30 years. So.
Can we recycle that on May 20?
We actually recycled the last time, a bunch of stuff, so, you know, Mountainside TV's had a really good history with a lot of different programs and things that they've done over the years. So that will stay in place for now, and we'll see in the future if we wanna move that to an HD channel, at some time. Just wanna thank Glenn and Matt for all their support, and help on this project, and fine folks at Verizon, they've been very good, you know, some may think that Verizon may not be supportive in certain things, but the folks there, Brian Wilson, Corral West, were fantastic in helping get this transition, because it's been a process. It's been about 6 to 8 months to get all of this done. So just wanted to thank them, and my boss, my director, Elizabeth Klee, who's Director of Communications and Business Development at Clark. She kind of spearheaded this along with our Business Administrator, Jim Ulrich, to do the shared service with Mountainside, and I think it's worked out really well. Also, I want to thank Bill on the camera back there. I'm getting a shot at the back of my head. But he's been doing some great work, and he's got a lot of other things planned here. So just want to give the council a little bit of update there on Mountainside TV, and we will be doing the Little League Parade on Saturday.
Great, thank you.
And that station's already up and running, I believe, right? I
Yeah.
watched it this afternoon, briefly, 2135.
Correct. The 2139, that's right.
39.
Yes, right. But, I think it went live last Friday. So, but then as of June 1st, we're gonna put up a slate saying that the regular Channel 39 will go away. So,
Okay, good.
okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Don.
Me?
Come on, Girl Scouts, you gotta be here for a reason. Let's hear it.
It's a big deal for them. My name is Stephanie Filippo. Thank you so much for having us. You to beautiful Mountainside, who's been very supportive, to Councilman Matichak, who's been working with us on this project. Why are we here? These girls are second-year junior Girl Scouts, and they are working on their Bronze Award, which is the highest honor that a junior Girl Scout can attain. The Bronze Award requires about 20 hours of work that will make a lasting impact on their community, meaning not just something that is good for today and next week, but something that lasts for some time that the people around them can continue to enjoy. As we brainstormed different ideas and reached out to different community groups, we became aware of the fact that there was this property on the corner of Whippoorwill and New Providence that is perhaps not the most beautiful piece of property to look at in Mountainside. And so we thought it was a good opportunity for us to try and beautify the property. And it kind of stemmed from an idea that the girls had earlier, which was to spread kindness. And I'm going to turn it over to Fatima.
It's just to add to, I'm Fatima Wilches, by the way, I'm Stephanie's co-leader. And just to add to what she was saying, this project came from an idea of spreading kindness. So initially it started small within the school, and then once we heard about this opportunity to beautify a piece of property in town, we felt like it would have a bigger impact and spread more kindness throughout the community. So the girls are very excited to get involved, and we've met with the landscaper to get some ideas about plantings and removal of leaves and things like that, and, you know, ideas just to help the project, come along. So in that vein, the girls have some questions that they asked of Beautiful Mountainside, which we would like to share with you. So maybe, you could share them with the county and help us, maybe get permission, you know, which is the main thing that we need at this point, to beautify the property. So the girls are working in groups. The first group will be Caitlin and Francesca.
Much closer.
Give us your names, please.
I'm Caitlin.
We don't bite, though, you know, you can speak up. We
If they want,
appreciate
they can
you.
use the microphone as
Turn
well.
the microphone, yeah.
Yeah.
You can take it out of the,
Or leave it. Yeah.
Is it on?
Is it on?
It is?
it's for the TV purposes.
Okay.
As Ms. Fatima said, we met with a landscaper to discuss good deer-resistant flowers, bushes in our area. And we talked about plants that are in the shade versus in the sun. And we were open to a lot of like other suggestions about what plants we could put in the area.
Girls. So generally, they're trying to educate themselves on what is appropriate to plant.
Okay.
You don't want
I
to
think if they met with Mountainside Beautiful,
They
they,
did.
I think-
they did, oh, okay. Oh, okay, great, because they're the ones that are the experts around,
That's for
not
sure.
us.
Our second group is Reagan and Sasha. And Rebecca.
I'm Sasha.
I'm Reagan.
I'm Rebecca.
I'm Reagan. We noticed there are a lot of leaves on the site. If we rake them to the side, would the town/county pick them up, or would we have to pay for the removal / disposal?
I think that's the county road, I think the county would,
Or we could pick them up. I think, either, we'll coordinate with our DPW or the county to do it.
Thank you.
Next is Alicia and Adriana.
I'm Adriana.
I'm Alicia.
Would it be possible to put a bench on the property?
We were thinking that someone might want to sit down and enjoy the space.
I think that's a great idea, but I think actually the county owns that property.
They do. Councilman Matajek brought this to my attention, and so I do have a email and a phone call in to Amy Wagner, and she's going to find the best person to meet with us to
Good.
answer some of these questions.
Thanks.
Thanks.
And finally, Yumna and Olivia.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm Yumna. And we were wondering if you guys would be open to us building and installing a little library on the site.
Would it be okay if we painted kindness rocks and put them at the base of the little library or somewhere else on the site?
As long as the
I think
county's
my
okay.
only concern is that's a busy road, though. Is that on Deer Path? Is that,
It's the corner of Whippoorwill and, yeah, right where Deer Path and I guess New Providence split.
It would be on the Whippoorwill.
On the Whippoorwill corner, it's kind of like tucked into the street there, so. I think if the county's okay with it, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, and I think that just in sum is kind of why we're here. This was a little, the fact that the county owns this property was a little wrinkle in our procedural process, so to speak. So we appreciate any help that you could give us. I appreciate your sending that email in terms of expediting this, because I'm sure if I called someone at the county, it might take a little while. So, you know, the girls are invested in this site, and they've really started to think about it and are excited about it, and it's nice that it's something here in town that they can enjoy, that they can go with their friends to, and, you know, there's some pride in having completed something like this. So any assistance that we can get from you to help make that happen at this point would be very much appreciated.
Sure. Actually, Steve, if you want to share my information with the folks, and
Yeah, I sure
and they
will.
can go right to me if you have any questions for the county, and I'm happy to act as a liaison.
What's the time frame you want to try to do the project? Is it before summer or fall, or what's your?
Before summer, by
Before
the
summer.
time school gets out. These
Okay.
girls are ready to take their rakes and their leaf blowers and, you know,
Wow.
shovels, put the shovels in the ground and get dirty.
Do you have any type of renderings or just rough sketches of what this area might look like when you're done?
We could do that, absolutely. We don't have anything of that. Yeah, we started to do that very roughly with the landscaper when we met with him, but we can put together something a little bit more formal.
Yep, okay.
That probably would help us with the county if they have some idea what's going on.
And any big stuff, our DPW would be very happy to help. He already volunteered, he raised his hand in the back there.
Girls, do you have anything else to add? Maybe a big thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming,
you.
we
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for coming.
Yep.
Anything to make Mountainside more beautiful, we're in for it, so, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any comments from Mountainside Beautiful at all? Have any- You want to come up and?
I'm Gail Balders. I've been on the committee since last year, and I've lived on Whippoorwill Way for 65 years. I grew up there, and I'm still there. And when I joined the committee last year, my project was to do something with this piece of property because, I mean, growing up, it was always maintained, and about 10 years ago, nobody's taken care of it. Occasionally, we'll call the county, and they'll come out. So, you know, it's great that the Girl Scouts want to get involved and help us too. And, yeah, the only glitch was that we thought maybe Mountainside owned it because last year I called somebody from Union County. They came out and looked at it, and they said, no, I think it's mostly Mountainside. So I did get the survey, and we found out it is Union County. And so they put me in contact with somebody, but if you guys could do it, that'd be more appreciated anyway. But, no, we really would like to see something there because it's just weeds, and it's terrible right there. And I picked up a bunch of litter there the other day that people have been dumping there. And so it'd be really nice because it's an area that people come up, you know, going up from New Providence Road. It's a busy road. And a lot of people do walk on that road. And it'd be nice to have the bench that they suggested, too, because, you know, a lot of us are older and we're people, you know, with kids and dogs and stuff who might just want to sit and rest. But it'd be a really nice little area to develop. So, yeah, we can. We hope that we can move forward, like, you know, kind of quickly, so they can do this before the summer's out. All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other audience comments? I guess we covered the whole audience. So at this point, we're going to have a motion to go into executive session. Whereas the Open Public Meeting Act of the State of New Jersey permits the public to be excluded from certain matters to be discussed by the governing body. Whereas the mayor and council desire to discuss litigation, contracts, and personnel, which are matters where the exclusion of the public is permitted, whereas public disclosure, the results of this discussion will be made as soon as the matters discussed have been resolved by the governing body of the Borough of Mountainside. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Mountainside that the aforesaid matters shall be discussed in closed session upon adoption of this resolution, and mainly it has to do with contracts. So I need a motion to go into exec.
So moved.
We have a second? Okay, so we're going to go to exec in about 5 minutes. Yes, sir.